Hi, my name is Greg Perkins, and I'm the instructor for this Math 13 class. It's the summer of 2023, and this is the fully online class. So I would like to start by going over the syllabus, which you can find on Canvas, as well as I'll be sending it out. So right now it is June 15th, so it's a little more than a week before class actually starts. But here we go. Okay, so you take a look at this syllabus and you can contact me, email at hartnell.edu. I actually am going to have in-person office hours every Monday from 5:30 to 7. And that's going to be in the Rotarium, which is on the main campus. So let me just pull up this map real quick, and I've got a big red arrow pointing to it's building N. And basically, if you were to go to the main parking structure and you walk out of it, then you would be looking at the Rotarium. So that's the downstairs part of building N. And it's just a big open room where there could be, it could probably fit like 30 people. So it's a big open room, sort of a study room. And so that's where the office hours would be. So I would strongly suggest that you try and make it to those office hours each Monday, 5:30 to 7, because Monday nights, that's when the chapter reviews are due, and I can help you with those. Last summer I did this, and there was, I would say 10 to 12 people that came on a regular basis, and they got to know each other, they would work together, I would walk around and help them, and it made the class much easier and funner for those people. If you're not able to make it in person, you can email me, and we could meet on Zoom if you would like to do that. Okay. So the homework is going to be done on mystatlab.com. I'm actually going to record a second video describing just the MyStatLab and how it works and how you do the homework and how you pay for it, etc. So I'll make a separate video because I like to keep each video to be around 10 minutes or so. You'll also need a Texas Instruments TI-84. So it looks like this. And you could buy one yourself. You could buy one off of eBay or Amazon or wherever. You can also get one for free. You can actually check it out from the library. And if you look on the Canvas homepage, I put that link right here, borrow a TI-84 from the library using this form. So when you click on that, you do need to be signed into your Hartnell Gmail account. Otherwise, it will just say permission denied or something like that. So if you're signed in, which I am, then you click on it and it just gives you this form. You put your student ID, etc. And then, are you taking a Math 13 class? Yes, because they always give the Math 13 people priority with those TI-84s. And it's not a rental, it's just like checking out a book from the library. So you check it out, use it for the class, and then turn it back in. Doesn't cost you anything. I definitely recommend that. Okay, let me go back to the syllabus. So I got as far as this line, you need a TI-84. So it's specifically the TI-84 because this has almost all of the formulas that we're going to be using already programmed into it, so we don't have to do long and tedious formulas on our own. Okay, so take a look at the video. Obviously, you're doing that now. There's going to be, let me just scroll down to the different types of things that determine your grade. So there's the online homework, MyStatLab. Each category is worth 20% of your grade. There's the chapter reviews, and those are due each Monday. That's why I was saying the office hours are each Monday, 5:30 to 7, so that people can come and work on those. Every Wednesday, there's what I call a participation quiz. So like the first one, I'm just going to ask you some basic information about yourself and stuff like that. And then following weeks, I will ask you to do a little bit of math. It's not going to be very hard, and usually there's just 4 or 5 questions. And basically, if you've been keeping up on the homework, you should be able to answer those questions no problem. So basically, the idea with participation quizzes is if you're a person that doesn't go to Zoom and you don't go to the in-person office hours, there's at least once a week where there's some type of communication between us. And then instead of a midterm or a test or something like that, we have project number 1 and project number 2. So basically, project number 1 will cover chapters 1 through 6, and you might think, oh my gosh, how stressful. It's not, because you can use your notes, you can come to the office hours and get help, you can work with other people in the class. So it's basically very much like the chapter reviews, except it covers all 6 chapters instead of just 2 at a time. If you go to the second page of the syllabus, which I would recommend that you either print out, so actually I do both. I print it out, so I have a paper copy right here to keep track of, hey, what's due this Friday? Oh yeah, even though I'm the one that made it up, I still need to refer to it every once in a while. And then I also just keep it on my desktop so that I can just open it up like this and see, okay, on Monday we've got this due, etc. So all of the due dates are there for the whole summer class. And basically there's going to be something due each Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Of course, not the very first day of class Monday, but starting Wednesday, June 28th, the first participation quiz, which when we go back to Canvas in a second, I'll show you where to find that. And then, okay, so this is a summer class, which means we only have 6 weeks instead of 16 weeks like a regular class. The class does need to cover 12 chapters, so that means we're doing 2 chapters per week. When you look at the actual chapter reviews, they're only 3 pages long, so they're not going to be too bad. Doing the online homework is going to take some time. So, like I said, I'm going to make another video explaining that, but just be aware that you are going to need to spend a decent amount of time on the MyStatLab completing that homework. If you look at the line right up here, I did set it up so that with the MyStatLab homework, you can do it after the due date. It would be best if you don't fall behind, but if you do fall behind on the MyStatLab homework, then you can do it. You don't even need to ask permission. It just says this is the due date, and if you go there the next day, it's still going to let you do it. Or the next day after that, it's still going to let you do it. But everything else needs to be done on time and cannot be turned in late. So that would be the participation quizzes, the chapter reviews, and the projects. Okay, so as you can see, basically there's something due every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, etc. The homework is always going to be due on Fridays, the chapter reviews are always due on Mondays, and the participation quizzes are always due on Wednesdays. So basically, rather than having like a whole bunch of homework that's due every Friday, then just break it up throughout the week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then once we're done with chapter 6, there will be project number 1, which, like I said, is going to be very similar to the chapter reviews, but it covers chapters 1 through 6 instead of just 2 chapters. All right, so that is basically the syllabus. Now let's take a look at, oh, one other thing on the syllabus, I put it in bold right here. So with the chapter reviews and the projects, you do need to have those handwritten. So you might think, oh, I'm going to be fancy and type this, but when you're typing math, I've been teaching math for 30 years and I still have a difficult time typing math. So I really do not recommend typing it, just handwrite it. I think it would be best if you could print it out. Hold on, I'll be right back. If you have something like a tablet and you want to write on that and then convert it to a PDF and upload it, that's fine also. All right, now let's look at Canvas. So here's the Canvas homepage where I'll always put what's due next. And then here's the chapter reviews. There's the form for the TID4. And if you want to get free tutoring from the Panther Lab, they are open during the summer, so you can go to the Panther Lab. And as I mentioned, I've been teaching at Hartnell for a long time, so they're very familiar with my students going over there. And they're like, oh yeah, we've done this before. It looks like he's changed the questions a little bit, but I know what to do. They'll be able to help you there also, and that's free. So just click on that. Okay, now for the main part. So when you go over here to modules, so there's what's due and when it's due. So that's basically just page 2 of the syllabus. On my videos, I do show you how to use the TID4, but you can also click on this for extra directions. This formula cards and tables you don't actually need until chapter 6, and this would also be later on in the semester. The main part of the modules is this. So for each section, I've created notes for every section, which you can look at as a PDF and read it. And you could also, print it out and write on it, or if you've got a tablet, make notes on it. So there's the notes in PDF form. And then going along with those is a video for each one. Hi, my name is Greg Perkins. I am the instructor for this class, Math 13 at Hartnell College. So you can see that my background has changed a little bit. I made that video 2 years ago, but statistics hasn't changed in 2 years, so that can still be used. So anyway, basically with those notes on the PDF that you saw, then basically as I go through those in the video, it's going to be the same thing, but with my little face here explaining it. Okay, so back to the modules. So for each and every section, there's the notes as a PDF. There's also the video, so you could watch the video for each chapter. And also the chapters aren't really that long. If you look at this chapter only has 3 sections. This chapter, 3 sections. This chapter, 3 sections. 3 sections. Only 2 sections. So even though we are doing 2 chapters per week, it's only really 3 sections. Some of them only have 2 sections, 2 to 3 sections per chapter. So that's about 5 to 6 sections per week. All right, and then also I've included some extra little videos, like at the beginning when you work with the MyStatLab. Then I had common questions that people would ask, and I was thinking, well, I'll just make a video on that. So that's what those are. So there's some extra videos in there. So all of the notes for all of the sections are in there. And the idea would be that you would go in, you watch the video, you take some notes, and then you would go over to the MyStatLab and do the homework. Now before we go over to the MyStatLab video, just a couple more things. If you look under assignments, so I've already created all of the assignments for the whole semester. As a student, I don't know if you'd be able to see all of them. Let me just switch to the student view. So actually you can, almost all of them, quite a few of them. So some of them, I don't release them until like a week before they're due, because in the past, some people would try to do things before they've even done this section. And then they're like, I haven't covered this yet. Well, then go and cover that before you do the assignment. So with some things, I open it just a week before it's due, and that's worked out pretty well. All right. So all of the assignments are in here. And so like with the chapter 1 and 2 review, and keep in mind that if you look on the home page, all of the chapter reviews are right here. So you could just click on that, and you could print it out from here, or if you've got I've got an iPad. If you've got something like that, then you could just download it and start writing. But notice there's lots of space here for you to write out your solutions. And also notice that each one of these is 3 pages long. So at the beginning or at the top, it says chapter 1 and 2 review. Here's the next page for the chapter 1 and 2 review. And then here's the 3rd page for the chapter 1 and 2 review. And then if you go on to the next one, then there's the chapter 3 and 4 review, etc. And then sometimes the data doesn't fit right there on the front page, so you just have to scroll down to find the data. Okay, so those are the chapter reviews. You could also just download the whole thing, because this is all of them for the whole class. You could just download that and then keep it, and each week as you need to do the chapter reviews, you would already have it right there. And let me just look under assignments because I also want to show you the participation quizzes. So you just go to assignments and say, all right, I'm ready to do participation quiz number 1. And then, like I said, this first one, I'm just asking some basic information. Did you watch this video that you're watching right now? Have you signed up for the MyStatLab? You can actually use MyStatLab for free for the first 2 weeks anyway. They give you an introductory free trial, which I'll explain in the second video. Do you have any questions? Please upload a picture of yourself. Here's a picture of me, which looks like it's about a year old or so. You can see a little bit of gray hair. Yeah, it's about a year old. Okay, but also put your name on it, please, so I know who you are. And that's about it for this part of the video. I'm now going to take a break and I'll make the MyStatLab video. All right, see you soon.